What's up? So, new Parkway fucking drive. Man. Real quick, before I do get into the new Parkway drive, I have a lot of shit coming this week. I think it's 8 reviews. It's a lot. I'm playing catch up on some stuff that I missed during my vacation, and also there's a lot of shit that's dropped in the past week. New Godsmack, new Shinedown, new Blackstone Cherry, new Dimmu Borgir, I got it right almost. New Shinedown, what the fuck else? Seven Dust, which comes out Friday. Man, there's some other stuff too. There's a lot of shit that I'm going to review over the next week here. So yeah, and then also the new Five Finger Death Punch that comes out in the middle of May. And then we got some stuff coming out in June. Then we got some stuff coming out in July. There's a lot of shit coming out in the next 3 months here. So, yeah, but we're going to start off with the new Parkway Drive. Parkway Drive's a band I haven't really got into that much. Honestly, with their last album is what I got into them with. And the album they came out with before that. And I really liked Ire. It's one of my favorite albums of, I want to say 2015, but hold on a second. 2015 sounds right to me, but that could be wrong. Okay, screw the scroll thing. There we go. Welcome to World of Pain. See if iTunes decides to work today. Always, it's the iTunes curse when I decide to do these reviews and it decides to be a bitch. There we go. Yeah, 2015, I was right. I really liked Ire. It is a very punishing album, I feel. It's very heavy. It's Ire is a banger of a fucking album. It's one of my, I think it was my second favorite album in 2015. Something like that. It was in the top tier of 2015. So I was very excited for Reverence, whatever the fuck the title is, the new one. And the first 2 singles they dropped, I was kind of I did not like them. I was just kind of like, it's a little more of that Ire sound, and it took me a minute for them to grow on me. But The Void, which I have really, really liked, it's got this groove metal fucking, it's now one of my favorite songs. I love that, the riff, the wow, 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 wow. It's a fucking badass song. And then Wishing Wells, which is the first single they dropped, which is again really grown on me as well. And I haven't listened to anything else. I think it's the only 2 singles they dropped before the album came out last week. So, Pray, which they just did a video for as well, which I thought was a really good song. I think the theme of this album is heaven and hell and loss. It has to be, because it's throughout the entire album. And when you get the album, because I have a physical CD of it, when you open it up, it says something about heaven and hell. I can't remember exactly what it says. But this album is deep and dark as fuck. Like, it goes some fucking places. This album is very different. I want to preference that as well. If you are coming from Ire, like I did, and expecting Ire Part 2, it's kind of the same, but kind of not. They go some different directions. There's 2 songs on this album that I'm not even going to really consider songs. Cemetery Bloom is, I don't even know what the fuck it is. It's this chant, spoken word thing. I don't even know what, I can't even call it a song, because it's I don't even know what it is. It's very different. It's the song that is before The Void. And then the last song, The Color of Leaving, which is actually one of my favorite tracks on the album, is another, I'm going to say, spoken word kind of track that is very beautiful. I'm going to say that. Like, I really like that song. Kronos, which is a 6-minute epic. I feel it's very long. It's very instrumentally. That's a very good song. The middle part of the album, I Hope You Rot, Shadowboxing, and In Blood, they're kind of just there. I don't hate those songs. I think Shadowbox is okay, and same with In Blood. I'm not a big fan of I Hope You Rot. I was kind of expecting a little more out of that song, especially with that title. I was like, oh, it's going to be a fucking banger, and it was just kind of it was just kind of there. This album has some very strong points. I feel like the two singles, and Absolute Power, which I did not talk about. How the fuck did I not talk about Absolute Power? Absolute Power is probably my favorite song on the album. It fucking goes. Holy shit. The first time I heard that song, I was like, yes, that's what I'm talking about. But it's got my favorite lyric of the whole album. It's control drops like a bomb. It's just, ooh. Absolute Power is probably my favorite song on the album besides The Void. It kicks your ass. Yeah, Absolute Power, just fuck. That song is great. It's my favorite song on the album, probably, like I said, besides The Void. Is this album as good as Ire? Not really. It's good. I really like it. I like the fact that it's different. I like the fact that, Parkway Drive, who has been around, I'm going to say, 15 years, something like that, did something different. They did not just churn out the same album. They took Ire, which they did a little different, some different stuff on there, like Vice Grip and shit like that, and said, fuck it, we're going to do more of that, but way more. Like, they took some of the shit they did on Ire and just, like, completely, like, went that way with it, which I'm fine with. People are shitting the fuck all over this. I was watching the video, I think, for Prey, and was reading the comments, which I need to stop doing, by the way. I need to stop reading comments on videos, because it just makes me hate my fucking life sometimes. For any band that I like, whether it's Butcher Babies, whether it's Parkway Drive, I just need to stop reading fucking comments. But anyways, people are just shitting the fuck all over this. Like, this how to fucking make your greatest hits and retire. What the fuck? I'm sorry, people. Bands evolve. People need to either get with that kind of mentality or get the fuck out. It's like the video I just put up yesterday. Parkway Drive, they kind of ease people into this. And again, this is not like Suicide Silence. And I think people are kind of taking a lot of bands like that and making it seem like that. Whether it's Whitechapel, whether it's Lamb of God, whether it's Parkway Drive. Bands doing different things, to me, should not be like a cardinal sin. I don't understand. Like, I went into this album with a very open mind because I saw the interview they did with the lead singer, and I'm sorry, I don't really know band members' names for Parkway Drive, so forgive me. Where they talk about they've outgrown metalcore and stuff like that. That's fine. Here's the thing. I like it when bands try different shit. And whether it's a song, whether it's a couple songs, whether it's an idea, and they're just like, fuck it. Let's just do it just because we want to. And again, this album has some absolute bangers on it. Like, I mean, some heavy shit. Wishing Wells, Prey, and Absolute Power. The first 3 tracks on this album kick your ass. The Void is another great song. Again, it's a groovy motherfucker. I love The Void. And same with Chronos and even In Blood. There's some songs on this album that just, in your face. Just boom. But, like I said, stuff like Cemetery Bloom, and The Color of Leaving, and a couple other little stuff here and there where they, bring in orchestrals and pianos and stuff that I don't think Parkway Drive has ever done. Bands trying different things, to me, is not a bad thing. Now, it's different when they completely say fuck you, like Suicide Silence, and they're just like, what are you doing, whether you like, and just doing a whole album. Now, if they did a whole album, let me preface this. If they did a whole album of stuff like The Color of Leaving and Cemetery Bloom, I would just be like, fuck this. But they did 2 songs. And again, I really like The Color of Leaving, and that was a nice curveball at the end of the album. I was like, what the fuck is this? And really like that song. I don't know, Cemetery Bloom is a weird track. Go search that song out. It's very weird. Couldn't really get it. But the rest of the album is good to great. It's going to be probably in my top 20 of the year. I don't see why it wouldn't be. Is it like Ire, where I'm like, oh, it's going to be like fucking top 5? No. It's not as good as Ire. Ire just completely blew me away. It's one of my favorite albums, like I said, in 2015. This album's not that good. It's very good. I really like some of the stuff on here. But again, people just need to like lighten up. Or you know what? It's just because it's not the fucking first 2 albums or whatever the fuck. Again, I'm not a Parkway Drive historian. I don't own all their shit. I've liked them for the past like 4 years. Just because bands do different shit, and if you don't like it, then leave. Nobody says you have to buy the new album. Nobody says you have to fucking listen to it. Like, I don't really get this whole fans and bands mentality that if they don't do what you want to do, then that's the fucking end of the world. And it's been like this, again, for a long time. But anyways, I really like this album. It's got a lot of fun stuff. You know, there's some tracks that I've been going back and listening to over and over. You know, stuff like The Void and An Absolute Power. We'll see how the year goes and see how much I go back to this. But it's a very good album. I really like it. It definitely has got some different shit on it. It's definitely going to throw some fans for a loop. If you're expecting just a banger like all the way through, 10 tracks of just heavy, it's not. It's not that. But at the same time, there's a lot of fan service here, and there's a lot of shit that I think fans are going to love. You know, especially the first 2 singles, and again, there's some other stuff on here as well that I think fans are going to be like, this is, you know, they got some Parkway Drive awesomeness to it. But at the same time, they did a lot of different shit as well. So yeah. But that's my review for Reverence, however the fuck you say the title. Out of 5, I'm going to give it 3. I think 3 is a fair score. It's not great, but it's not bad either. It's in the middle. You know, again, there's some tracks on here that I love, you know, that I think are going to be, you know, some of my favorites of the year. We'll see how the year goes. There's a lot of shit coming, people. I mean, I will say this right now. My end of the year list is going to be very interesting because I do not have a front runner so far for like album of the year. There's some stuff that's came out that it's up in the air what album of the year is going to be, but I don't have like a definitive, like I already know what number 1 is going to be yet. It's going to be interesting to see what's going to win out for album of the year for 2018 because there's a lot of shit to come down the pike. New Alice in Chains, which, by the way, I am addicted to the new song. I think I've listened to it 5 or 6 times since it came out. New Alice in Chains is coming out within the next, I'm going to say 3 months. There's a new Hailstorm coming out. There's a fuck ton of shit coming out in 2018. It's going to be a very competitive year for, you know, when we get rolling into the fall and into the winter of this year, who's going to be, you know, the top albums of the year. There's a lot of shit so far that I wasn't originally going to listen to, and eventually decided I'm going to give it a chance. The new Shinedown is one of them. I've not bought a Shinedown album in probably 6 years. It's been a long time. And I really liked the first 2 singles they dropped off of The Devil and The Human Radio, and I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to pick it up, and I'm just going to give it a shot. And I really like it. It's a pretty good album. Same thing with Blackstone Cherry's new album, Family Tree. I was very hesitant about it because the last album they put out, Kentucky, was awesome. It's probably my favorite fucking Blackstone Cherry album since probably the first one. The last album they put out was very good. And so far, Family Tree is kind of anime. It reminds me of Magic Mountain, which I was not a fan of. So far, I like it. I'm giving more things a chance this year. I'm not being so rushed into whether I'm going to listen to it or not. But yeah, at the same time, 2018, again, it's a very interesting year. We'll see where it goes. There's a lot of shit. I think I have at least 20 albums of the year that I'm going to listen to and or buy so far, and that's just tip of the iceberg. There's a lot of shit coming too. There's a lot of bands with stuff in production that is coming within the next 6 months that I know that they're in the studio writing things and are recording things. I know Abnormality is recording a new album, which I'm very excited about. Because they're probably my favorite death metal band besides Cannibal Corpse. So I'm very excited for the new Abnormality. It should be fucking awesome. There's a lot of shit coming in 2018. It's a very exciting year for me as a metalhead. There's so much shit coming. I can't just... It's like, so much music. It's insane. So anyways, before I ramble on anymore, there's my review of Parkway Drive's new album. Go check it out. I think it's a pretty fucking good album. So that's all I got. See you in the next one. Metal.